I remember. And I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
That's
the podcast name. The podcast name is Eat a Burger, Bitch.
Sounds drive.
Do you need a napkin?
Probably so.
Okay. Alright, I said we dig
I
in.
don't want to put my glasses.
Here's this.
Thank you. I did have a really nice water bottle that's helping me drink water. Of course, I left it in my car. What is this?
Wow.
Is that ketchup? I don't even remember what I ordered.
It's definitely like I'm sorry if it's cold.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it's cold.
I've eaten plenty of cold meals in my time.
Alright,
The
so
French fries are amazing. Cold.
review is out of 5 or 10.
What?
Our review. Do you want to make the review scale out of 5 or 10? We're talking about the burger here. Because we're reviewing the burger on the podcast.
What are you talking about? I need more details. Like, you can't give me half information.
Okay, we're reviewing the burger on the
Okay.
podcast. You don't need to finish the whole thing, but we gotta at least take a couple bites.
Are you telling me how to eat? Only 2? I mean, I can't get 3.
3.
What size are the bites?
However big your bite size is.
I'll leave that for another conversation. All right, I'm starving. It's a lot of burger. I don't even know where to bite. Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
Cold. This is a good ass burger.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. That's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what I ordered. What did I order?
The Ronin?
With bacon.
Mine has bacon too. Mine has no cheese. Because I don't like cheese.
Oh, these pickles are so good.
This is good.
Can I take
I'm going to
another
take
bite?
one more. Yeah, I was
Okay,
going to
thank
say.
you. Afraid I'll get in trouble. Oh, shit. Sorry, what's on my top. That's so good.
This is why I love... So, quickly, shout out to Kooper's North specifically.
Good.
We ordered these burgers. We are planning to do a burger review every single podcast. Basically, doing a little tour around, I'd say, Baltimore County, Howard County, Baltimore City.
Anywhere we
Burger joints. Particularly, we're looking for a gourmet burger, though. Not no McDonald's.
No. Damn it. They're not bad.
If I'm paying for a burger, I want a burger. I want a good burger.
Oh, because they're not burgers.
Questionable.
I'll give you that.
Plus, you can't get sweet potato fries at McDonald's. Imagine that McDonald's had sweet potato fries.
You know what? They should. I'm surprised they don't.
That's just not in their wheelhouse.
Well.
I don't think. Yeah.
More people might go there.
Alright, one more bite and then I'm pretty good. I'll have to put it away for later. We can't take the entire time.
I don't know where to bite. I think that's good.
Okay. I'm gonna set this aside.
All right. That was awesome. Those 3 bites that you let me have. Thank you, Morgan. That was awesome.
Okay.
All right. So are we rating it?
Yeah.
All right.
Full on rating.
So I have had there's a gourmet place in Columbia that I definitely want us to try.
Okay. All for it.
The reason why I'm bringing that up is they have a particular seasoning, and when we do, I'll bring those when we do that. I'm going to compare it to this one because that's probably I'll say the best gourmet burger.
Okay.
But I'm going to give that an 8.
Okay.
Only because it tastes amazing. Everything's good, the bacon. But the seasoning at this other place, when I get those burgers, that's why I'm doing that. But I still think it's an amazing burger.
Okay. Even cold. An 8.
Even, like, how many, 3 hours ago?
I don't talk about it. Anyway, anywho. So, funny enough, I've ordered that same burger 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah? Do you feel like a regular?
I'm starting to feel like a regular.
How's it make you feel?
It's just a tradition now.
Yeah.
But I think I need to spice some things up a little bit. So I'm looking forward to trying a new spot each time.
Yeah.
That way I can order something a little different.
Yeah.
But also shout out to Kooper's because they do make really good burgers.
They do. And honestly, I think it was about 10 years ago, probably when I first started working in that area. I think I went there. I think we got burgers. But I hear people talk about it all the time. They say it's pretty amazing. So that's why we chose to do Kooper's first, just because we both, and Morgan's a regular there for burgers. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing else.
Just checking.
We don't order anything else.
Do you just get your burger and leave, or do you hang out?
I'd prefer to get my burger and leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Don't be hanging out.
Look.
That's a whole other conversation.
Oh, yeah. Well
there's plenty.
Surface level here.
To just do this.
Surface level here. Surface level.
All right. So.
My rating, gosh. I would say 8.5. I'll give it 8.5. I'll give it 8.5. Because I feel like there's better out there, for sure.
Wait till you try it.
The sweet potato fries are included in the rating, too.
Oh. Well.
They could be crispier.
Yeah.
They could be crispier.
Yeah. They weren't bad.
They weren't bad.
Honestly, the pickles are pretty good.
The pickles are pretty good. So 8.5.
Shout out for the pickles.
You gave it an 8. I think that's still pretty solid in our books here.
All right.
All right, let's get started.
So it's good. 8.5.
It's good. 8.5.
The 0.5 is for what? The French
Because it's a 0.5.
fries? I wasn't sure what the 0.5
The 0.5 is because I feel like it's better quality than an 8.
Okay. I was just curious. I didn't know I could do a 0.5.
Points are now in the...
So next time
the pool
I'll be
here.
adding some points.
Yeah.
Just 10. Can't be a 10.5. All right, I know. I'm pushing it. All right. I'll stay on track. All right, let's move on from that.
Soundstripe.
Okay. So I'm sure people are wondering why we're doing this. I have a different version than you.
Okay.
Because I feel like it happened the same way, but in a different room. Anyway, you start and I'll chime in because I'll probably go in 1,000 different directions.
Well,
Well, it started we were working out together.
okay.
See,
I'm going to start all the way back to even before that.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
Because I feel like people have
Will
to
I
know
remember
how...
back then?
I hope so. I feel like people have to know how I even am connected to you.
Oh, true.
It's funny because I was looking through my email a couple of days ago, like searching up your name because I was emailing you something.
Yeah.
And we had an email thread back in 2018. And no, you don't remember that. No, you don't. 2018? You don't remember that. There's no way.
I'm just shocked. I might. What was it?
I was inquiring about training at Brick Bodies. I applied to Brick Bodies before I actually started there in 2019. And you turned me down. We had a phone conversation. I don't know if you remember.
I did?
Yeah.
Why?
But look, no hard feelings because I understood. You were looking for someone full time and I couldn't do full time. I was in school.
Oh gosh, was I nice to you?
I think so because I came back. There was no bad blood.
So 2018. Wow, that's crazy. I don't remember that. That was a busy time.
Yeah, you said it sounded like you guys were busy.
Wow. And so we had a conversation and that you wanted, we needed full time. So that's probably where the conversation went.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
I'll be darned.
I'll be darn.
Well, and here we are.
Here we are. 2 years later, I got a job at Brick Bodies. We weren't working at the same
That
club.
blows my mind. I don't remember.
Yeah.
We go way back more than I thought that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And so then how did you get to Belvedere Square?
So I applied. Oh, okay. This, taking it back. So I worked at Copper Mine Racket and Fitness Club, which was called Bear Hills.
Yeah.
So, and shout out to Kat Bonnets. Kat Bonnets I used to work with there.
Okay.
She used to work at Brick Bodies.
What's the name?
Catherine.
Oh, yeah.
She was friends.
I remember her.
She was friends with Alex.
She was she at Belvedere?
I don't know where she was, but she was like, "You should apply because that's what you're looking for."
Yeah.
Because I was looking, because like Copper Mine was cool because I could create my own schedule, but at the same time I wasn't really getting a full influx of clients.
Right.
Whereas I wanted something steady.
Yeah.
So she was like, "You should apply. I know Alex so-and-so." At the time, I didn't know who that was. Oh. So I applied.
Yeah.
Got the interview. Dustin.
Yeah.
Gab.
Yeah, okay.
And then started in 2019.
Oh, my God.
In the summer.
Yeah.
And then, COVID happened. And
COVID
happened. I didn't really know Ange, but I knew Ange. Ange wasn't at my club.
Yeah. Ange.
Ange.
Everybody calls me Ange.
Ange.
Because
and
Claire.
yes.
So, and I'm going to intervene a little bit. So, with Claire, that's an interesting. So, at one point, I was managing 3 clubs at one time. Mm-hmm. And so, a lot of people in the company knew me just because I've been with the company for a long time. So, Claire had reached out to me. I didn't even know who she was and said, "I really want a job. I was told to reach out to you and you can make it happen." So I did.
You were the woman.
So I was the woman.
You still are the woman.
But what happened was, I love Claire. Oh my gosh, I love Claire. So I got an interview for her and I talked to Dustin. We met her at corporate and she came in. She's mine. And then he gave her away. And I was like, whoa, she's mine. Like, what is going on here? We have words.
Yeah.
Because Claire, what was funny, because in an interview, I always try to make people feel comfortable. And some have said, "Why were you winking at me?" And I was like, because I was like, I'm trying to coach you. Like, you'll be all right. You know, while Dustin's asking all these questions. And I was doing that with Claire, and I could just feel our energy.
Sure.
And she, we had a lot of fun together. But she went to another club.
Gotcha.
And I was really upset by that for a while. Just because she's an amazing person and, you want to connect with people energy-wise, right?
Right.
So it's all kind of crazy how things kind of intertwine, right? And here you are, and then she left and then came back and became a manager like myself. Right. And we had several conversations about you prior, so coming to, before I even knew you.
Right.
And so, Morgan, that's all I ever heard from her. And I was like, who's this girl, Morgan? Yeah. And then, of course, she talked about me and my facelift in a bottle, the dirt that I drink. Mm-hmm.
I knew of you before I even saw you.
I don't drink dirt for real. But
okay, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because we've kind of gotten into this conversation now. So when Claire was talking about me, what did you expect?
So I'm going to go back to, I didn't know, we all talked about our trainers, right? We would have in meetings and we talk about our trainers, and it's always, there's ones that stand out, right? The ones that we talk about, with Claire, it was you, with Alex, it was somebody else, but Claire and I were we would always sit next to each other. And we just, like I said, we just had a funny relationship similar to ours. Absolutely 100%. So, that's my girl. That's my girl.
Claire's the homie.
That's my girl. That's what she would say about you all the time. And I'd be like, I don't know this girl, Morgan. Meanwhile, I had talked to you. I don't even remember. But then when I inherited you.
Yes. Inherited mean COVID happened.
Yeah.
My club shut down and I had to relocate to Bedonia.
Yeah. And I remember, God, that was 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I remember, I already knew, so I was excited to have you because you were legit. That's my girl. She's a legit trainer. I wanted you because I was like, all right. So I was happy to take on it. And plus I felt bad because, it was a big deal that what was going on, and you guys needed someone that was going to really help and support and coach you. It was hard. You girls lost everything. And so I wanted to give that to you, but I especially was like, I'm going to get that Morgan. I'm going to get Morgan. Anyway, because I had lost a lot of trainers too. So I really wanted to build my not my clientele, but my group of trainers, you know what I mean? And you definitely fit that. But I don't know, when we met, like, I know we talked about fitness, but we laughed. We were just out. I mean, it's like I've known you forever.
It was,
like, I think what makes me laugh, because we are so different.
We are very different.
And I feel like you get like a kick out of my personality.
I do.
Because
I laugh.
I can be very goofy. I'm trying to keep it,
But that's what we need. Like, people are too serious nowadays.
Well, they are. And I think for me, I have this goofy side that I do. I'm very random, and I will say stuff, and I think, we'll really get into it. I think sometimes people, if they don't know me, they think I'm a certain way.
Yeah.
And then once they meet me, they're like, oh, wait, what? Like, she's nothing. Because I am very silly and goofy, and I love everybody, and I want to help everybody, and I just want people to feel really good. It's what we do, right, as trainers. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Is make people feel good regardless of what's going on in life. And that's always been my thing, even when you girls came over. But with you, it was just, I don't even, like, we were from the get-go, like, it was so, what were you looking at your phone one time, laughing at stuff? I don't even know what.
It was
calling Claire, like, goal setting, forget it.
Yeah.
I don't even think we did. We didn't have any clients. How was I supposed to help you?
It was
and boxing. Oh, wait, you showed me the boxing.
The boxing.
Of Claire and her man.
Yep.
Yeah. But it was such a good experience. And I remember when you told me you were going to go into a different direction. Do you remember? I was like, ooh, are you sure? Like,
you weren't the only one. You were not the only one.
Because I really felt like, under the circumstances, I understood it. But I really think, I'm glad that you did.
I'm glad I did too,
because you wouldn't be where you are today.
Absolutely
and
not.
I will brag about you, not that you're my child, but I could be your mother. Well, I don't really look like, your mom has blonde hair.
It's, sorry to break the bubble here, but it's not her actual natural hair.
Damn her. I'm going to tell her next time I see her.
Fake blonde.
Your hair is fake. So is mine. No, it's not. I'm blonde and blue-eyed. Anyway.
Not to throw my mom under the bus.
No, I know. You just did. Oh, my God. Her mom, yeah. What? Who's your mom? Let's just pretend you don't even have one. No, don't say that either, because that's bad. But anyway, staying on track. But, I was so bummed. I really was. I hate that word. It's a goofy word. But I really was. And I honestly, do you remember the whole conversation where I said, oh, I could be like your decoy? Remember we dressed up as a prostitute with private eye, or was that you? Private detective stuff?
Yeah, but I don't remember that conversation.
I told someone else. I'm going to call Morgan and ask her if I could be a pretend prostitute to lure people. I don't know. You see those shows on TV. It probably wouldn't take much to do that.
That's an Ange thought for sure, because that's something I wouldn't be thinking about.
Only if I brought it up. Oh, I probably had that conversation with myself. Anyway, like I said, I wouldn't have to do much.
Oh my, yeah. So I took a little, detour with my career path, and then wound up back here. I remember I stopped in May, 2 years ago, before I moved, and I was back in training, telling you how well I was doing.
Yeah, I was so. Oh my God! Well, the girl you came in, and I can't remember who came and got me, and I was. Oh my God! It's Morgan. You were like a superstar. It's Morgan.
It's Morgan, the personal trainer.
It's Morgan. It's Morgan, the personal trainer.
Yeah.
I was excited.
I know. And then you were bugging the F out of me the entire summer.
Get
when are you
your
coming
butt
back
over-
in? When are you coming
because
back in?
I missed you.
Okay, yeah.
I don't need. I mean, I can. I'm a good salesperson. I didn't need that.
Yeah,
I just wanted you.
I was
to
coming back. You just had to wait until I moved.
Morgan.
Yeah.
didn't-
Email every week.
Did I bother you that much?
And no, I was just like, I know what she's doing. I'm just
What was I-
I'm just kidding.
what was
I'm
I
just kidding.
doing?
I'm just kidding.
Anyway. Well, I also didn't want you to think I forgot about you.
No,
So,
and I appreciate it.
yeah.
But I did end up joining
Yeah.
when I moved.
Yeah.
And obviously that led us to seeing each other very, very often. And, conversations. And one night, you remember this?
Oh, remind me, because I have a lot of nights.
Okay, so it was a nighttime because I was supposed to meet my mom out to eat.
Oh,
This
okay,
is how.
Okay,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is your
yeah.
version.
This
Not that
is
I'm saying this.
okay. So we were talking. I was talking to you. I was supposed to meet my mom out to eat.
We weren't working out together.
No, this was back in May. So May 2023. And I was like, Ange, my mom wants me to come up to Kooper's, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was Cinco de Mayo. I remember this. Cinco de Mayo. My mom really wants me to come up to Kooper's. I really want a burger, but like, I don't know if I should, like, and I was so back and forth. I don't know if I should eat a burger, which we can get into the why in a bit, but then you were just like,
Just
go eat a burger, bitch.
And then, was I walking? I feel like we were in the yard.
Nope, we were sitting at your desk.
Why do I remember that? Because I feel like I said it. And then when I said it, I turned around and was like, wait a second. Because we get in all these like conversations, and
Yeah.
clearly she's older than me. There's a huge age difference. And I think the cool thing that we get into conversations is because life is so different for both of us
Yeah.
through each decade. And like there's so many differences, but there's so many similarities.
We relate somehow, some way.
Which is funny because, did I say that to you? Or I talked to so many people, but it's funny how like I am that much older than you. And joking aside, I'm just a few years younger than your mom, but I relate, and no offense to your mom, but I relate more to you. And it's our past, it's our history, it's our passion, it's what we're involved in.
Absolutely.
And I also think you're quite impressed by my weightlifting skills.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Did I give you my autograph?
it's
yet?
funny, right? Because you are the same age as my mom, my lovely mom, most moms. But I also like don't see you as that because you are so relatable. Like it's just funny.
So it's funny because
Like I could sit here and talk to you about relationships and like you would completely get it.
Stuff, and this is why we're here, because the conversation. I mean, we've done the stretch. I'm 50. I mean, that
Yeah,
goes like
that's-
we laugh. If that was
Right.
so, I still think about that day, and we'll talk about that in a second. Why we were laughing so hard. But that whole day, we get in these little conversations, and I throw stuff out, and Morgan's funny. She just laughs. I don't know if she's laughing at me or with me. Which makes me even want to be even goofier and say random stuff because I know she'll laugh.
Yep.
Right? And it's funny.
I'm
We've
gonna
had
laugh.
some funny ass conversations. But with that day, the way I remember it, same thing, but I swear we were in the yard. I don't know. Maybe you were in the yard and you were working out and I came to talk to you, and I just think that. But, Morgan was kind of, I don't want to use the word struggling because it's not really what you were doing. It's the only word I can think of, but just about eating a burger. And for me, like, I'm like, God, just eat a burger, bitch. Just eat it. And then that whole conversation went a whole different direction.
I looked at Ange and I was like,
That's it.
write that down. Write that down right now.
Actually, I wrote it down, but I wrote it down wrong.
You wrote it down. I remember.
did.
And I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're
That's the podcast name. The podcast name is Eat a Burger, Bitch.
Right.
And there's a meaning behind it.
Right. And
Because-
it's just a nice thing.
Right, because we agree about this. Like, there is such a misconception about nutrition and food. People my age, but also people your
Oh my
age.
God, mine totally 100%.
Nutrition,
100%.
Fitness,
Yep.
the gym,
Yep.
and just taking care of yourself in general. People my age, the people your age, the way they both see things is like completely different. But if we all just take a step back and realize, like, at the end of the day, like,
eat a burger, bitch. Just eat it.
Yes.
It's okay.
It's
and
okay.
I think we got in such a deep conversation, which is funny when we do. It makes me laugh because somebody's like, it's usually me that I'll say something stupid. But the whole thing was, in my head, I was like, people, I'll just say in general, women, men, was so worried about that food. And it's just food. And
Red
if
meat.
you can hone in on exactly, you're hungry, you wanted a hamburger, you wanted to go have food with your family,
Right.
just do it. Tomorrow's a different day. And I think too many people get so caught up in what they eat or when they eat it. And I definitely get it. I mean, there is rhyme or reason to nutrition.
Right. There's a time and a place.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And we're not out here saying go eat a burger every day like that.
No.
But if you have all your ducks in a row, right? If you have all your ducks in a row, you're eating well-balanced whole foods.
What does that really mean?
All ducks in a row, checking the boxes.
Because it could
Like,
be something different.
Here's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say is for someone who has really poor eating habits,
Yeah.
very poor.
Yeah.
And when I say that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Junk food, you're not really eating throughout the day. Then you're binging at night.
Snacking,
You're
snack,
snacking, you're
lot of snack.
binging. There's no consistency.
Yeah.
There's no real protein.
Yeah.
And then you're eating fast
Empty
food.
calories, as we say.
You're eating fast food, you're drinking, whatever the case may be. And then you're eating out like that 3-4 times a week. And your cholesterol's high. We could go down the list. I'm not trying to talk about it in that sense because for someone like that, they need to get their habits under control, right? Because that's the foundation. Your habits are the foundation of everything.
Absolutely. But what people need to understand, it's okay.
Right. It's okay. It's okay. But you have to make sure you're doing everything else
On point.
on point to a certain extent, right?
So,
And your habits are good
Yes.
right? So like my background
Right.
for me, I go to the gym 4 times a week. I strength train. I make sure I walk throughout the day. I'm active,
you're legit.
eating whole
You're
foods
legit.
throughout the week, water.
Yeah.
So like, that fucking burger.
You deserve that. You deserve to be able to eat that.
deserve it. Just like
To pick up with your, and when I say that, deserve it not because of everything that you're doing, but you deserve to be able to go have a meal with your family.
right, and it's not going to hinder what I've done the past 7 years.
Exactly.
Right.
So with what we're saying, and also, I have a huge personal training background as well. We're not condoning eating hamburgers and just say whatever, but what she's saying is just what you were saying is just you got to have the foundation in place.
Live in fucking harmony.
But that's beautifully said. It's beautifully said because don't deprive yourself, but also be on top of what you're doing.
Right.
And know, like, okay, this is this, and have fun with it. There's so many women
There's
on both ends, both ages that I've talked to, and nutrition is a huge thing. And too many people like, oh, I was so good for a week and then I was bad. Okay, you were bad. Move on from it. Go back the next day and just get back on track. And I think what happens is people fall off all the time because they just beat themselves up.
Right.
So much.
And then it's this downward spiral. But it's this downward spiral, and it is the hardest thing to get out of.
It is, because I think mentally people put themselves in that mode where I failed, and then it's just it's like chaos in your brain. That goes along with your cookbook.
Little slide there,
Ooh,
cookbook.
with that, though, less chaos.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug my cookbook real quick. If y'all don't know, I started a new little endeavor here on top of my training. I do online coaching, I do the whole thing, but I recently started. It's Chaos in the Kitchen. You can find me on Instagram. Also just released my volume 1 of my cookbook. It's available for e-download. Who knows, by the time this podcast comes out, the hard copy will probably be out.
That would be me.
Again,
Yeah.
it's chaos in the
Yeah.
kitchen. On
It's so
Instagram.
simple and easy.
Simple. I wanted to make it so it could give people ideas on
Yeah.
how to be just creative in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't take much, and honestly, if you make your food taste
Yeah.
good, it's gonna be 10 times more adherent. You're
Yeah.
just gonna be more
You're
adherent.
gonna wanna eat it.
You're gonna want to eat it. It's not gonna be just plain chicken, broccoli, rice. Like that gets old after 2 weeks. Trust me, I've been there. Sometimes after 1 week. So
even before
yeah,
you
the point of the cookbook in general, or just the whole
Yeah.
motive behind its cast in the kitchen, is just showing people how to take simple ingredients
Yeah.
with a little bit of love, a little bit of this, a little
Yeah.
bit of that, and really just create your own meal to whatever your taste buds enjoy, but
Yeah.
also making it realistic, sustainable, and high protein.
It's just simple.
That's-
It's so simple, and
That's really
you know,
all you
for
need.
people, you know, just people are so busy.
People are busy.
And they just
People are busy these days, and we need simple stuff. Don't make it overcomplicated.
I like that you use the Flavor Gang because their stuff is
Flavor Gang?
amazing.
Gotta put the Flavor
They're
Gang.
real. It's so
Theflavorgang.com, code Morgan.
yeah.
They got bomb sauces. I put everybody on.
Wait, what sauce is bomb? You're talking about all of them. I was like, wait, I didn't try that.
I've put so many people on, and I promote things that I use
Yeah.
and I enjoy, and I know people would enjoy. So Flavor Gang is one, 100%. They got amazing sauces, not creamer rice, hot cereal. Can't call it creamer rice. Hot cereal. They got hot cereal. Brownie batter is my favorite. They got coffee. They have spices.
But don't they have
Cookie dough.
cookie dough?
They have cookie dough.
Cookie dough.
Shout out to Ross. He's always coming out with different things, but they have definitely helped me as far as my lifestyle and just
Yeah.
making things taste good. So yeah, theflavorgang.com, use code Morgan. I've put it in my cookbook. What else?
One of your cookbooks should be Eat a Burger, bitch. Different burger recipes that we could come up with. I'm just whispering,
that's
but
an idea.
you can hear me. Anyway, we talk.
I've got a lot of ideas,
With
but
like journals and food, there's
yeah,
so much that we
so much.
call in.
There's
Call in.
call in.
Slow
Burger-
jams.
Yeah.
1975.
Anywho, yeah. Check it out, Chaos in the Kitchen, like I said.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So sorry to get you off track. 'Cause
No,
I thought
no,
that
no,
was
no.
important.
very,
And
very important.
I think that, you know, those are who you are. That's telling who you are and the conversation that we're having, right? So again, just reiterating that this is, you know, with nutrition, you know, you have to be on point, but give yourself some grace.
Give yourself grace,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Unless you are stepping on stage and you
Yeah.
have some sort of thing you are competing for,
Yeah.
make it sustainable. Like,
Yeah.
Make it realistic.
Because you know what?
Sustainability. It's 2024. Sustainability.
Well, there you go. Do you have tattoos? Do you have tattoos?
I have no tattoos.
Well, they could be your first one. Get right on your neck.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
We'll see.
Okay. That's another conversation.
Yeah.
I don't have any.
I'm calling BS on that.
I don't. People are
Okay.
always like, oh, do you have tattoos? And
I see, like,
no.
I haven't gotten one yet because I obviously want it to be very meaningful, and
Yeah.
I don't know what I would want. Well, I actually, I'm wrong on that. I know what I want. I just don't know what I want it to be.
Yeah.
So I haven't gotten it.
I mean,
Also, like, have nice skin. Like, I don't want to.
oh yeah, your skin's beautiful. Wait till you get older. I had a conversation with someone that I work with, and we were talking about tattoos, and he proceeded to tell me, well, you probably shouldn't get a tattoo because your skin's old and it's sagging, and you should.
Excuse
Yeah, and I was like, I appreciated the honesty, but I was like, oh my God, like, is that the way to say that to somebody?
Yeah, I think there is a different way to.
and I was like,
word that.
well-
Hopefully, you didn't punch him in the face.
No, I kind of walked away and laughed, and I was like, well, guess I won't be getting a tattoo because my skin's saggy, and that was 10 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, you know, I won't mention names, but
Right.
I'm sure you.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean,
Gotcha.
it was just funny to me because that person is very straightforward. So I
Gotcha.
didn't take offense to
Gotcha.
it.
So you didn't give that context, so
Yeah. So I laughed. I was like, all right, well, he's probably right.
yeah.
At this point, whatever I get's going to sag. So I have to really, really be careful if I got a tattoo. But I did ask because people just assume I have them. I don't know why, but I said, well, if I had a tattoo, like, what? Can you hear my stomach growling? That's my stomach. I said, what do you think if I had tattoos? What would you think I had? And one person said a gun on your butt.
Oh.
And the other one said a pair of lips on the other.
Okay. Wow.
And I was like, I don't really know where that came from. I was like, butterflies, goldfish, I don't know, hamburgers, hearts.
That's
but
pretty
a gun,
hardcore.
yeah.
A gun?
And then I walked away and I was
And-
like, wow, how people perceive me. Like I hear people say all kinds of funny stuff to me, and sometimes I'm like, I wonder what kind of vibe I'm giving off for someone to think I would have a gun tattooed on my butt. And I was like, okay. I laughed. But she did say,
Hardcore.
you would slay that gun on your butt. I was like, compliment.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was someone my age because they said slay.
Yes.
No
I don't
one-
use that
no
word.
one-
That was
yeah,
your
I was gonna
age.
say. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's a compliment.
I want to.
Slay.
Yeah, slay. Slay is good.
Okay. Back on track.
But also the saggy part, No, because seriously though, I think it relates back to what we're trying to talk about here with the podcast and
Yeah. Right.
working out,
Yes.
right?
Okay, let's go back to
and like the benefits
Yeah.
people your age of working out. When I say
I
working out,
know people think I'm 45,
yeah,
but I'm not.
yeah,
But I'll be 60 in like 3 weeks.
over the hill.
I know. What the IRS? Not the IRS. Well, God, what the IRS didn't send me. IRS, Social Security. Who the hell sent me something in the mail and said I qualify? I worked enough. I got enough. Well, that I began since I was 50. And when I got it, I was like, kidding me? Like, let me get 51.
Let me
Like, I
live.
just turned 50. I think they started early. But yeah, the Social Security said I had enough credits for Medicare. And I thought, what? Like, my generation, women in their 50s and 60s were old, hands down, because women didn't take care of themselves. I was very lucky that my mom played racquetball. She was actually top in Maryland for women and couples. And yeah, so she taught Jane Fonda aerobics. Not me.
Wow.
But that was the era where there were bars and gyms. Yeah, so that was in the 70s. But when I moved to Columbia, my mom got a job at Columbia Association, if we can say that. But she's doing racquetball. I actually have a picture of her. She did a little fitness modeling when Nautilus first came out. So this is all stuff we've never even talked about. And so it's in that environment, but I never was in it and been like, oh God, this is what I'm going to do. Because I didn't really, I took my mom's aerobics class. I was like, no, I don't want to do this. I didn't like it. But I did see back in the day, there was two bodybuilders and it was a gym. I think it was Holiday Spa. And there was two women. I'm totally going in a different direction. And Rachel McLish and Corey Everson. And they were muscular. And I remember looking at them like, oh, wait a second. Like, Jane Fonda and all that aerobic stuff, I didn't like that, but I liked that. So then that kind of intrigued me a lot. So I stayed away from aerobics because that was not what those women, they did, but they didn't, in my head or what I knew. So I got involved in that. And I remember, so crazy, when Nautilus came out, it was like a big deal. You had to have a special gym membership. Now, all the machines that are out now, that's a product of evolution as Nautilus now becomes Life Fitness and all those other Hoist and all those other machines. But
we can have another conversation about those.
Oh my gosh. Oh, absolutely. So that I remember thinking, and they were big, gigantic contraptions, like these big, a trainer had to take you through it. It was very special, but I still didn't really like that. So my mom my dad had some weights at the house, and we didn't lift weights there because we did it at my dad's house. He had some dumbbells, and I just really loved being strong. And I was strong, and I loved the feeling of it, and I just felt really empowered.
Okay.
And also too, it was just something that women didn't do. Like women didn't lift, and that's something that I wanted to do. And just based, and I'm getting to some of the reasons why we're talking about is because I did start, like, I'm a lifter. I've always been a lifter.
I think that's one of the reasons why I mesh so well with you.
Yeah, because we train the same way. I mean, we've worked out together.
Right.
You know what I mean? Morgan's strong as shit. But I was right behind you.
She was.
Except for my RDLs were a little off. But they're good now.
Regardless.
But to be able to, and I forget how lucky I am or how blessed I am to be able to still continue to lift like that with, how old are you? 20?
I'm 25.
25. Like what? Like, hey, let's go lift together. What? Mm-hmm. Are you kidding me? It was awesome. It's something I've been doing all my life, so I don't think it's that special.
Right.
But again, back in the 90s when I started, it was all compound movements. There was nothing like it is now. So in the weight room, there was maybe 2 of us, me and another girl. And I immediately started lifting heavy because you're in a room full of guys. And I trained with guys. And again, I was really strong. Speaking about Polish, I don't know. But even I was like, whoa. And I'm still strong, years later. But you talk about skin and you talk about a lot of things, being consistent. And you know me, I will eat foods and... sometimes I'll tell Morgan, she'll be like, oh my gosh. But again, I don't beat myself up over it. Right. I will, I make sure I eat accordingly throughout the day, but I will have some things.
Right.
And the biggest thing is just going back to what we were talking about is eat a burger, bitch. Go out and have things that you love, but just stay consistent. And, I think for me, I started at 27, I'll be 60. You do the math. What's the math?
33 years.
33 years.
But you've been building onto that since then.
Yeah.
Like muscle memory.
Yeah. I mean, I have no hormones.
But still.
Good. They're probably out, in the parking lot somewhere. They're blonde and blue-eyed. Can you find my owner?
But that is the point here, though. Is like, you've come that far. You've stayed consistent that far. And now you're heading into 60, but you're still able to do. Quietly? You're still able to do things.
Oh, yeah.
That I want to say right now, 80% of people 60 and above, could never do.
No, and I never want to make anyone feel bad but I meet a lot of women, and the biggest thing, and we have conversations about this all the time, and it's on a daily for me, like, when I talk to women in my age group, which is great for me because they don't realize I'm as old as I am until we talk about things, and they'll be like, what? How old are you?
Right,
and I love it. Trust me when I tell you, when I say I'm going to be 60, and I'm like, oh my God. Of course I love that.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, but I don't want anyone to
feel bad. Yeah.
I don't. I'm not. Listen, I'm just lucky. I don't think I'm all that.
You're not lucky because you
lucky.
Also put you put effort into it too.
I've put the work in.
Yes.
But I also, when women ask me what I do, it's not, my workouts are not cardio based.
Right, exactly.
It's not cardio based.
You are
lifting heavy weights, compound movements. Machines are good, and we'll get into that.
Right.
But it's pushing yourself, and it's making sure you're eating enough protein. And, now for me, I do have to change things up. Just because I've been consistent working out doesn't mean I'm going to live and eat as a 20-year-old. We do have to have a little bit more fiber, way less sugar, way more protein. There are some things that we need to do according to, hormonally, we can't help it. It's just, it is what it is.
Right.
But for women who ask me and I tell them, and immediately they're like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to look like a man.
Right.
And
yeah.
I'm like, do I look like a man?
Right.
And when you say no, I'm like, damn it. should have not shaved today. Sorry. I'm trying not to be stupid.
That was good.
Well, yeah.
But now
I do say
but
that.
also now it could relate back to me too, because I've heard the same thing from people my age.
Yeah.
Also, people my age, they're trying to conceive. So hormones play a different role, yes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
the body needs a base to conceive in. If you're not in a good spot health-wise.
Preventative medicine.
Right,
like,
yes.
For me, like, I think, again, I think, like, I just stumbled in and I just stumbled into it, really, too, because working in nightclubs for as long as I did, because health clubs are so social, it wasn't just health conscious people. It's very social. So that's why there was bars in gyms. And
so
the nightclub, it's so crazy. So the nightclubs that I worked in, gyms would actually come and promote. Like, can you imagine? Like,
yeah, but I feel like it was on a circling back now, because look at Merritt.
Yeah.
In Canton, right down the street here.
Right. Okay, right. Yeah. I think that also is the community, and I think that it makes sense in that community.
True.
But back then, all gyms had bars in it.
Interesting.
All gyms, and which is so crazy, because when my mom would play racquetball, we would go with her, and we would be. You don't have to be at the bar. My mom would taught aerobics class. They would all go out and smoke cigarettes. And then come in and drink at the bar.
Yep.
And it was normal. It was 100%
normal.
So when I got into it, it was because, people would always ask me if I lifted weights. And I was very proud to say, oh, I don't work out. I don't do anything. Meanwhile, I was like, I don't really even know what I look like. But anyway, so the guys that were promoting the gym were always asking me. And I was like, no, I didn't want to work out. So, they said, there's a new class. Can you just come, bring some people? We just need your support. I was like, fine. It was a step class.
Oh, okay.
Well, I loved it.
Okay.
Oh, my God, I loved it. It was on wooden boxes then. That was like 1995. And I was doing a morning class. And I stuck with it. And all the women in the morning were older women with kids. And it was just fun for me. So this is so crazy. The teacher called me at my bar while I was bartending. Like, Angie, you have a phone call. When is that? Like a landline. And it was the teacher, and she said, can you teach my class tomorrow? And I was like, okay. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I had a mixtape because that was like, the music then was horrible. So I had the DJ make me a mixtape of nightclub music, which these women were like, what is
my gosh.
We'll have to play
DJ.
But I got up there.
My God.
I wanted to tell jokes, of course. So I told.
Let me ask you this: was it like rap?
Well, in the 90s, there was Judy Brown.
Okay.
Which rap? There,
right.
Yes. There was some in vogue. Crisscross. There was
but it was. Were they cursing?
No, I didn't have like.
Oh, how to be clean. Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh my God, they would have thrown me out. Besides, my step skills were horrible. I didn't know what I was doing. But it also created a whole different experience for these women, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
I just threw some music on. I was like, hey, everybody. But I couldn't figure out how to get from one side of the step to the other. So I remember, like, after 15 minutes of just hind step knees or whatever the heck I was doing, someone in the back was like, move the other side. So I got up. I was like, I don't know how. And I was like, let's just squat. So we squatted over. So everything was, I started off squatting and doing all these things because I didn't know what I was doing. And all these women were like, holy shit. We're sore. We're coming back.
They never did any compound.
No,
okay.
Because then it was like jazz hand. I'm not doing jazz.
No, we're not doing jazz.
Mama cha-chas, right? I mean, I was like, you're not getting that in here. So because I didn't know what the hell I was doing, I was like, all right, everybody squat to the other side. And that's what I would do. All right, just do what I'm doing. Squat, squat, squat. And then I do like 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, squat, squat. So people were sore. And then I was just goofy.
Right.
Of course. And then she was like, the next day I went to class again. And she was like, I said, I don't think I did horrible. She goes, oh my God, can you teach here? I was like, okay. Meanwhile, I'm getting home at 4 a.m. from a bar, going in there and teaching class, exhausted. It was the most amazing experience. And then I just progressed. I became head instructor and group X instructor. And then, then I got into personal training. But
there we go. And personal training.
But, again, because that, at that point too, when I started teaching a lot of classes, like, I wasn't lifting at all. And so then and the reason I'm saying this is because then my body started to change. And what was happening was it was too much cardio. And so my mom actually said, oh, you don't look like you work out anymore, even though I didn't. So then I was like, and I could tell I was losing weight.
Gotcha.
So then I was like, and I didn't like it. And that's for me. Like, I didn't like it. And so then I switched things up.
Okay.
And then I taught less. And then I went over. And that's when I really started lifting. And I'm here to tell you, like, hands down, I will never forget how my body changed and looked so amazing. And from that moment on, 33 years later, I will... Still, I probably need to do a little bit more cardio just for getting oxygen to the brain and getting the blood flowing.
Blood flow, cardiovascular.
All the positive things, not for weight loss. But
you're going to supplement with cardio.
Yeah,
you're going to supplement with cardio to your lifting.
And I need to do that, so you need to get on me for that. But the point is that that's when, I had not a huge fitness background and knowledge and education. That's when I was like, wait a second, like, lifting weights is what's going to change your body. I felt strong. I felt confident. Just the way you move and the way you feel and the way your clothes fit compared to 2 months. It happened very fast, but 2 months ago where my pants were falling off and I just felt emaciated and I just didn't feel good, right? Because I was probably burning so many calories, and I was still bartending then, so I was constantly moving.
Right.
But would it change? And I will never change that. And I have continued throughout the years. And I will push myself and continue to do, when we say compound movements, right? Because that's all there was to do. So when I talk to women about that, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. It's a process. Everything's a process.
Right.
But if you had told me 33 years ago that I would still be doing that now and look and feel the way I do now, I would have never guessed. I would have never guessed it. And I'm so thankful, how things fall into place, our relationship and life and things fall into place. And so, I say to girls your age at the gym, I say just, and it's sweet because they're, oh, I want to look like you when I get older. Thank you.
That's a good thing.
Like 45. So they're sweet. They're like, yeah, I'm like 25. I said, well, you need glasses if you think I look 25. So go get your eyes checked. But, stay consistent. And I tell people, I didn't live off salads and crackers and low-calorie things. I
Newsflash.
So I know that was a lot. I'm sorry.
No.
But I think it was important for me to say that.
It's important.
There's a reason why we're having that conversation.
Absolutely.
And so I've eaten cakes and pizza. Like, I love to eat. Morgan knows I'm an eater.
I love food too. We're all human. We love food.
But people think when they talk to me, like when I tell them I'm a lifter, do you do cardio? No. What?
You don't do cardio?
What? What do you eat? Sometimes I don't always tell the truth. It depends on the day. But I say, look, I'm not special. I fall off. I miss days of exercise. I don't work out every day. Some days I have good days, bad days, but I make up. I make sure I get in there and do the work, right? Food-wise, I have mess up some days. There's days I barely have anything to eat and I might have to snack on stuff, but it's because that's the way my day is set up. But that's yesterday and I move on. So you don't have to be on point with everything.
Right.
Just consistency is huge.
Right.
But, the weight training, like I just, we talk about it. Most women, when you go to a gym on a cardio or exercise classes are the ones
that's where they are.
50.
It's very rare, not very rare, because I feel like nowadays it's more common to see, especially people my age with like influencer stuff. Seeing females get into lifting in the dumbbell section, in the machine section, barbell section, whatever your gym has available to it, whatever. But more likely than not, when I used to do in-person training, and this was before COVID,
Yeah.
women were either in Group X or they were doing cardio. And there were very small quantities of women actually lifting weights.
Yeah.
And I know we can go on about this forever, but
Yeah.
we've had this conversation too
Yep.
about if you were to take a woman's physique who was lifting and a woman's physique who was just doing cardio and
At any age. At any age.
Group X classes,
Yeah. Yeah.
the difference. There is a difference.
So were you... We probably already had the in-body test before you came, but I remember when we got the in-body test and we did a whole day of just free in-body tests, and the trainers were funny. They were like, "Oh my God, you should see the numbers from the women are doing Group X," and they were really surprised that they had very low. They had a lot of muscle imbalances too, but their range, most
Like
of them
lean
were
muscle mass.
most of them were in below average.
Right.
Yes. And they were wanting to lose weight, and they were eating practically nothing. And it's just education, as much as you want to educate. But over the years, even my generation, don't lift weights. You're going to get bulky. You're going to look like a man. If I eat more calories, I'm going to gain weight. I'm going to gain weight. I didn't use the word fat, but just gain weight. You know what I mean? And everything has a purpose.
Yes.
And so if you understand the purpose and the process of things, and do your research and listen to people that have done it and know it, but it's still that conversation where you've had it. I'm sure you've had it numerous times as well. And I will look right out of my office and see those women right back on cardio. And I just, it makes me want to get back into personal training 100%. Because every day there's somebody, yesterday 3 people, and it is the older population, that wants that. But I'm like, if I were to do that, then you're going to have to understand, that cardio is going to be the least of what you're doing.
Here's the thing. It's like, I don't want this to steer anyone away from Group X if that is like their hobby, right? Because here's the thing. If you have a particular goal, like if you have a goal of you want to look like, I don't know, give me someone like Whitney Simmons or someone. Do you even know who Whitney Simmons is? No. Okay. I'm just gonna say someone who lifts. Like a sculpted physique.
Right.
Like,
okay.
I feel like you could picture that, a woman.
Yeah.
She came to you. She was like, I want to sculpt my physique.
Yeah.
Right. I want to have nice glutes. Look toned.
Yeah.
That toned word. Right. Okay.
Yeah. And what does that
If
mean?
she came to you and said that, and she had been doing Group X, you'd probably tell her, we're going to need to do actual lifting because Group X is not creating a stimulus to get you to that physique.
Right.
Now, if you're someone that said, I just want to come to the gym and feel good,
Well,
that's different.
So
the Group X is that's you're doing right. There's a purpose.
Yes. And so thank you for saying that, because it sounded as if I was saying but in what I was saying, yes, like just saying if women who are doing Group X and cardio are wanting to change their physique, what I was saying is they need to switch it up.
Right.
But absolutely, there are women that come in and they're not comfortable or they're new. Group X is amazing. That's an amazing start. And, I have told women, do that body pump class, because that's going to give you a basis. So what you learn in body pump is going to
translate over to...
This is what I do, but just on a different level. So thank you for bringing that up, because, again, I would never want someone not to... It just depends on the goals, right? And so it's women my age. But if that's what motivates them, then that's what I want them to do.
Right, but also... stemming further than just the sculpting your physique, something as simple as, well, I want to be strong enough so when I get older and if I do happen to fall, I'm strong enough to push myself up. Or just being
balance.
strong as you're older, right? Balance, stability, all that stuff. And I know lifting is going to, like, that stimulus is completely different than group X class.
Yeah, and again, it's really, it depends on your goal. And so,
Right.
when most of the women your age, which, I mean, I don't know, like, can I say they all lift? No, because I see people on cardio, and it really depends on what your goal is, right? And
Right.
what's going to motivate you to get you in the gym. I tell people all the time, keep it simple.
Right.
Like, don't think you have to do everything. Don't think you have to do
less is
5
more.
days a week.
Less is
If
more.
you can get in here 2 days a week and it's 20 minutes on the treadmill, do that. But what I'm talking about is people that are looking for body composition changes,
Sure.
and they're continuing on with a program that's not going to be suitable for them.
Right.
And not to say that's bad. I tell people swimming is amazing. Get in to do some yoga, do things, but your main focus is, I'm not saying group exercise shouldn't be done, because you can include that in your training, but you have to lift. You have to get in there and you have to exert some force, because it's not going to make any
It's a
changes.
stimulus.
It's
a
a stimulus,
specific
right?
stimulus.
It's not,
Yeah.
hey, I did 15 reps and be like, okay. But again, I don't want to say that's a bad thing, because if it's motivating you to lift and that's what you are wanting to do and that makes you happy, then continue
To
on
do
with
that. But
So-
if you want to level up,
exactly,
you're going to have to
Yeah.
level up your training.
right, and that's what
Simple
we're
as
saying.
that.
I mean,
Simple as that.
People think, oh, it's
Yeah.
just, I don't, not at all,
Yeah.
because it's based on your needs,
Yeah.
right, and
Yep.
what you're trying to accomplish.
Exactly.
But I feel like I said, when people ask me and I tell them, then it's still like, it's a big deal. Like, there's a lot of fear, isolation, that people feel in a gym, and to go in and go to a platform and squat, right?
It's
That's a
intimidating.
scary thing, because there's no
Yeah.
squatting in machines where I
Right.
think people would be. I don't know how that would work, but
Regardless, the movement pattern.
right.
Yeah.
So they're getting
It's
in.
intimidating.
It's very intimidating. I mean, I can only imagine, and I think I overextend sometimes. Like, let me know when you're ready for that, because I do believe in
I think
the
I
strength
think
training portion.
yeah, I think we could touch on that too. Just
Yeah.
tips in the future of
Yeah. Okay.
how to overcome it, because that's important.
Yeah.
This was good. This was
Yeah.
This was a lot of information here.
Oh, we could talk for.
We could talk forever, but a quick
days.
shout out to Legacy Title here
Oh,
in
yeah.
Baltimore and Canton for
Yeah.
partnering and sponsoring us to be able to be in this podcast room. Super dope spot. Again, Legacy.
it's very
Thank
cool.
you. But this is awesome. Shout out to Steph for
Yeah.
allowing us to put this together and hopefully using this in the future too. But we got a lot to unpack here. This was a lot of information, but
I
more
stayed on
episodes to come.
track.
We stay on track for the most part. This is very good.
Well, I didn't.
But yeah. So any closing thoughts?
No, I
Anything?
just-
Where can people find you? Where can people
I mean,
follow
I
you? What's your Instagram?
Well,
do you
that
have an
is something
Instagram?
I'm revamping.
Oh, in the
Oh,
process.
what is Instagram?
Right. Okay.
Tickety tockety. I'm on tickety
Tickety-
tockety. Is that? No, I'm just kidding.
We won't plug Angie's or social media just yet because it's revamping.
It's revamping.
But
where
we
if
will.
You're curious on how I train.
soon we will. If you want to follow me, Morgan the personal trainer is my fitness account. It's Chaos in the Kitchen is my cooking account. On TikTok, Coach Morgan Team NCR. And also ncrnutritioncoaching.com if you are interested in nutrition coaching and want to inquire and chat with me and see if it'll be a good fit for you. I'm all about sustainability here. So,
Yeah. Oh, I'm just Angela.
all right, until next time.
Stretch, kick,
And Ratch. Eat a burger, bitch.
eat a burger.
We're out.
Eat a burger, bitch. I don't know what I just said.